Hello everyone, welcome to Grimrose Academy. We hope that all of you witches have got your hydration, you're doing well. If not, we'll see you in the wellness ward. But we had some people who have been sick. I think Werewolf's feeling a little better. Tyler is maybe not so much, so bear with us with some folks who might not be feeling as well as they normally are. But hopefully you are all, and you have eaten and you're prepared for what's in store for us today. But before we get into our lovely story, we have some things that we need to talk about. First and foremost, we would like to thank our sponsor, Roll20. Thank you, Roll20, for being amazing and supporting us. If you're ever curious about why or how we do our magical sparkly bits on our rolls and our dice rolling, our maps and things of that sort, that is all through Roll20. So you can check their stuff out over there. You can also do other things than just dice rolling. You can play card games, board games, all kinds of stuff. So it's a great virtual space that you can utilize. And the lighting system is really, really cool if you're somebody who enjoys making maps like I do. And of course, if you would like to rep us, we have some merch. You know, it is fall. We're moving into winter. It's getting a little cold. Maybe you need a little sweater to keep you warm, or a big sweater, you know. I personally always get a size bigger just because I want to be comfy. And also you can get yourself a mug so that you can have some hot cocoa and, you know, maybe a little cider, whatever you're into. Maybe just you want to pour some water into it. That's okay too. And of course, today we would like to thank our supporter, Jackson Decay. Thank you, Jackson. Get some roll loves in chat for Jackson. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can also still use our emotes over there. But the best way to support us is over on our Patreon, and you too can become a supporter just like Jackson Decay, and you can get access to our MP3s, all kinds of goodies. We have our monthly recap coming up soon, as well as our NPC name submissions. Some of the names that have been in this campaign are from all of you. So thank you so much for giving me some great names like Maya and so on and so forth. And of course, we have Ascension character sheets coming soon. If you didn't know, we wrapped up that season and it was amazing. So please go watch that if you haven't already. And I'm a little sad we won't have Ascension in the future, but you know, we'll have other cool things coming to you in 2023. So don't fret, my friends. And of course, if you're legend tier and above like Jackson Decay, you get to play in a private GM'd game. And this time we have Zahir, aka Werewolf, who is GMing, which is very exciting. And if you join us, you get to be part of the Santa RPG background story. So you get to affect the live game for that, which is it's basically like if the North Pole was an anime. So if you're into that, you might want to sign up because it's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, you can become a subscriber right here on Twitch and get access to some cool emotes, the VODs in advance. And of course, you can head on over to our YouTube, become a YouTube member, and get access to some of those emotes as well. And whether you're a YouTube member, Twitch subscriber, or a patron, there we go. You can get access to our private Discord where we talk about all the things. There was a lot of chatter about theories and things of that sort when it came to Grimrose Academy. So we'll see if those theories are correct or not. And of course, there are a lot of non-monetary ways to support us. We know that, you know, with the holidays coming up, maybe you can't afford it as much or whatever it might be. Of course, take care of you and yours first and foremost, because that's what matters the most. But there are a lot of free ways to support us, like being here live, clipping. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys. You guys have been clipping some really great epic moments. So please keep clipping them. They're so great. And you can only clip when we're live, which is weird, but that's the case. You can also watch over on YouTube, subscribe, like, comment over there. We try to interact all the time with y'all. And of course, follow us on Twitter for as long as it exists, and Facebook, like, share, retweet, comment. There's some stuff available right now. Pretty much every day, we always post something. So go check it out and share it with all the peoples that you know. And with that, we shall begin today's episode. We are on episode 11, y'all. We only have 3 more episodes after this. Sad. But if you want more Grimrose Academy, tune in, watch, share the video. Maybe we'll have more seasons. All right. With that, we have a little message. The hexagram of little magical hexagram appears, and you see an image of like a mirror image type of thing of Persephone and the coven, the woven rose holding this trophy up. And it says, "This just in, witches. Looks like the woven rose is taking home the Enchanted Circle Arena win. Congrats, P & Co. I guess this witch's predictions were wrong, or someone is up to no good. Turns out poor Rowan has been in the wellness award all night. Wonder what happened and if it had anything to do with his performance in the arena. And of course, we didn't miss Persephone's shape-shifting. Maybe she learned a thing or two from Zahir, or the Keeper's staff has more to it than we knew. Speaking of Zahir, there's a rumor that P and V are fighting over him, but the real question is, who will win his heart? It's the last day of fall, so let's make the most of it, Grimrose Academy. Hexo, hexo, wicked witch." And we are going to pan to an office that we've seen many, many times, where Persephone's mother is standing in front of what looks like a big portal that is very fancy in a very immaculate room. And Persephone, you walk into the room as per usual. You put your hand up to knock on the door, but the door swings open already, and your mother is standing there.
Hello, Mother.
Dear, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Are you all right?
Well, I'm sure you saw what happened in full, because you don't miss anything.
I don't think anyone could have missed that.
True.
Well, we always knew it was a possibility.
You know I didn't do it on purpose, right?
Shapeshift.
Yeah.
Well, that's something you will learn to be able to do on purpose. But I warn you, your shifting is different than others. And the more you use it, well, it might be harder for you to shift back.
Is that what happened to my father?
Something like that.
Again, with not giving me all the information here.
I understand. We've just been trying to protect you.
Yeah. I'm losing count of how much I've heard that phrase come from you.
She nods, and you haven't ever seen your mother pace in the sense, but for the first time, you think that might be what she's doing as she moves from where she's standing next to the portal to over by the window as she kind of gently touches the windowsill and looks out the window.
If you have something to say, will you please just say it?
Something happened here a long time ago. And your father paid the price. And so do many others.
What kind of thing?
Something dark.
If you're not gonna tell me anything more than that, I could just go.
Look, that's not something that you need to worry about. But would you like to talk to your father?
Are you serious?
Of course. It's probably
Of,
time.
of course I do.
We were never sure if you were going to take after him or me, or what kind of combination your magics would entail, but I suppose you're a little bit of both of us.
Yeah, I, I don't know what to say, Mother.
I'm not good at that either, as you probably already know.
Yeah.
I'm trying, though.
You know that's all I've ever wanted, right?
For me to try.
Yeah.
Well, I have been in my own ways, but I guess I haven't said it so plainly. I just didn't want to influence you. I wanted you to decide on your own how you wanted to, well, blossom.
Um, before we go and see my father, can I ask you what price he paid, or is that a question for him?
Perhaps something he should share with you.
Okay.
But there's something else that you should know. If you do decide to go down the path of the shifter, as I said, you may not be able to transform back someday. And with that, you may have to decide which realm you would like to belong to.
That's a lot to think about.
I know. And for the longest time, I thought maybe you would never have to make that decision. Most shifters, well, it happens during their blossoming. Was different.
Yeah. So it would seem.
Yeah.
Um, is my father coming here or are we going there?
He can't come here.
Okay.
Your mom nods, and there's a moment of you both understanding why without even words being said. And she walks away from the window. You can see out in the window the image of the Grim Tower spire. And she walks back over to the portal, waves her hands, and along the other side we see this image of what looks like the realm of the shifters.
Are you coming or just me?
It's probably best I stay here. I have some things and matters that I need to attend to. The tree's not doing well.
Yeah. Did I don't know what to do. I don't know. I wish I could help more than anything.
She smiles. Something you don't see very often, but it does look a little forced. It'll be okay.
I nod and I step through the portal.
She watches you as you step through the portal, and you feel that cool feeling of gel touching your skin as you walk through. And a small, subtle tear rolls down your mom's eyes, and she wipes them away, composes herself, and takes a deep breath, and disappears like a snap. On the other side, Persephone, a giant white elk stands above like a spiral staircase that comes down each side, and a big like fountain with a statue in the center and water kind of pouring down from it. Very marble-esque space, and a garden on each side with trees that are in interesting shapes of strange creatures. Maybe not so strange to you, but maybe to our viewers back home. And the elk walks slowly down. Do you say anything?
I think I'm kind of standing there sort of fidgeting and not really sure what to do or say, and kind of look down at my feet.
As you're looking down at your feet, you feel like almost something gently touch your chin, but nothing is touching your chin. And as you look up as this is, you feel this,
I do.
and this elk is before you. And for a moment, he flickers into what looks like a human man dressed in white and robes with pink, like a pink sachet around it. And he's got similar hair to you. And he looks like a spitting image of you, but older and more masculine in features.
Ah, it is so nice to see you, my dear.
It's nice to see you again and to know the truth.
I'm sorry. We couldn't share it with you earlier.
I just wish I could have known. Mother keeps things from me all the time.
We agreed that we would do that. But I suppose that maybe it wasn't the right decision. Or maybe it was.
I'm trying so hard to understand. I really am. And I wish I had known you sooner.
He puts his hand on kind of your cheek and draws you in for a hug if you'll take it.
She will.
And as he embraces you,
Oh, my dear. I have waited so long to embrace you like this. But there is a reason.
he kind of holds you back, but kind of holds your shoulders very gently as he looks at you. And he's kind of examining you, like trying to take in every aspect of your features.
The more time you spend here, the harder it will be for you to leave. I see how happy you are with your friends. I watched as you grew up with Bellsbury. Ah, the joy.
Happened to you.
It is a long story.
Seems kind of important, though.
Come with me.
And he shifts back into an elk the moment he moves. It's almost like he was trying very hard to stay in his human form. And there's almost a sense of relief when he transforms back. As his muscles aren't like, when he was like embracing you and stuff, it almost was like a little not fluid in his movements. And he walks you over to the similar area y'all saw before where the keeper's staff was, this hidden area in the garden. You make your way to this secret garden space. And he stands in front of what looks like another statue of a tiny fairy.
A long time ago, our Empress, Daya, she changed the world, changed magic. And I suppose I changed with it.
What do you mean?
She used some of us. The ones she couldn't. She put to sleep. Endless nightmares. To keep them alive. But those of us in the faculty that she could use, she did so. And I am not proud of what I have done, my dear. I know it was not of my control, but I am not proud of it. Proud of it, proud of what I did. But in the end, your mother and the keeper's staff, it brought me back.
It's um, but it feels like that is happening again. The whole school was asleep recently. Nightmares. And then the keeper staff, Dahlia, came and got it. And is it all happening again?
Perhaps. History does tend to repeat itself. But this time, it'll be different.
How? Good different? Bad different?
Time will only tell whether that is how it plays out. Good, bad, indifferent. We can try to predict the future with our magics, but there are always things that can change the time and the path that we take. It is not something you should toy with, my dear.
I'm not sure if I'm going to have a choice. There's so much happening and so much I don't understand, and I feel like whether or not you want me involved, I'm going to be.
I see that. And that is why we decided it was time. And I hear you're shifting now.
I mean, just the one time, and when I took the keeper staff, and I don't know why it happened, and everyone was there, and
Sometimes the keeper wants us to know the truth. Who we are truly. Very little does the keeper interfere. But sometimes they do. Like they did with me. I made a choice. And now it affects all my kin, including you. Anyone in the Jenkins line that feels the call of the shift must make a choice. Which realm they will preside in.
and how long do I have to make this choice?
You will make the choice based on your heart. If you find yourself shifting more often, then that choice will be made for you.
I think I understand. I just I just, I thought I was gonna have so many questions, and now my brain is just drawing a blank, and there's just so much to take in.
I understand. It is a lot. But if you have questions, I will try to answer them.
It sounds like this choice you made was less of a choice than it seems. Like, what?
Ah, I see where your question takes you. Why are we stuck in this realm? Well,
Yeah.
there is a balance to the arcane magic, my dear. Witches may think they can pull on the essence whenever they want, but there's a price that must be paid. And for the powerful magic, not the kind of little party tricks that most witches learn in school, but the truly powerful magic requires some type of sacrifice. And mine was leaving this realm.
I wish that hadn't been the case.
I do as well. I know your mother has changed over the years. I have watched. I think there is part of her that is broken-hearted, and she has put up a shield to protect her heart. Perhaps she knows that someday you will choose to join me here. And she's trying to protect herself from that heartbreak.
It makes sense. Is there anything else I should know about the Keeper staff?
Yes, the staff. It is very powerful. You must protect the gem with all that you have. And in return, you will see many powers. It can heal, as you've noticed. And it can sometimes show the way the Keeper sees things.
And a look of sadness yet happiness all at the same time is reflected on this elk's face. More in the eyes than anything else.
I'll do everything I can to protect it. And to hopefully learn.
I know you will.
And he steps forward and kind of like nuzzles you if you allow.
Mm-hmm. I guess I should probably go, huh?
Yes. The more time you spend here, the more likely you won't want to leave.
Is there a way I can contact you and at least talk to you without... I don't know, you know? If I have questions...
I will always be here, but I cannot be anywhere else. This is the realm that I must preside in.
All right. Thank you.
And he embraces you once more, in human form. I think we'll leave that scene there. Very sweet. Whew, from there we go to our next one, where we see Zahir. You and Allegory are in your room. And how's your trellis looking of plants? It's now fall, almost winter. It's the last day of fall.
I'm sure they're losing their leaves and kind of preparing for the winter. They're magical plants after all, so the seasons affect them all like they do every tree that's not an evergreen tree.
Yeah. You're muted for us.
I am?
I am.
Adam Ali is.
Yeah.
There's a side on Allegory's side of the room that is covered in dirt normally, but there's actually a big pile of leaves in there, so Willem can play in them while he's still small enough to be able to. And for leaves and flowers, to stop them from just falling everywhere as they start getting brittle, I think Zahir is going to go personally just lightly pick them off the stems and put them into the pile. It's maintenance time, harvest time.
Yeah.
We're harvesting our room.
As you're harvesting the plants in your room, Zahir, you feel a rush of warmth on the other side of the door.
Allegory, can you check that? I'm still trying to climb this trellis thing. Should just be post. It's probably another letter. Or another invitation to a wedding.
If it's that ghostly thing again, should I not attack it?
Please don't.
Okay. Allegory goes over to the door, and I imagine as he gets closer, feels the warmth, and it's just opens the door.
You don't feel the
He
warmth.
does? So he opens the door, and kind of peeks out, and then opens it the rest of the way.
You peek out. You don't see anything initially. And as you open the door, you look both ways. You realize there's no one there, but when you look down, you see something on the ground.
I think somebody left you a note.
Not another sweater, is it? I jump down from the trellis.
I don't think a sweat. Well, maybe it could fit in this.
Hold on.
He picks it up.
It's a little box, ornately carved wood. You've seen many boxes like this. In fact, you've maybe procured one for yourself once before.
This is from Mom. Hold on. I crack it open.
You crack it open, and a dancing flame appears inside the box. And it does a little kind of swirling move, and a message.
I
comes to
keep it
your
away
mind.
from the leaves. They'll ignite easily.
It's not a real flame, it's fine.
Oh.
My dear Zahir, it has been so long. Charlie, stop it! Anyways, Charlie's been getting into the cookies once again, but I just wanted to let you know that with Parents' Day coming next week, we will be attending all of us, all 12 of us. I'm just trying to get everyone prepared for it, but I hope that you are well. And please write. Your father is worried.
They're all coming to Parents' Day. All of them. Oh dear.
I didn't realize they were all your parents.
No, they're not all my parents. I only have 3 parents. But I've got like several brothers and sisters. And one cousin who tags along no matter what, and then there's Charlie the cat.
I didn't know it required 3 to make a werewolf baby.
Oh, it doesn't. But so when my dads met, they decided they wanted, to raise someone together. And then they met my mom. And one of my dads really loves my mom, and the other one's just like best friends with her. So.
Oh. That sounds like a cool family.
It gets overwhelming really quickly, but it's nice to have people. It's one of the weirdest things about being here. I mean, I only share a room with you and Gwillem.
Wolves are pack animals.
Yeah, and I've been away from my pack for far too long.
Persephone could be pack. Right? Wolf.
It's
Wolf Sephi. Cephawolf.
It depends. I mean, look, shifters are all connected in such a way, but werewolves are not like some other shifters. Right? Because we're forced to change once a month, our connection is different. Well, we can choose to reject it. And not all my parents are werewolves. Mom's not, but mom's a witch. That doesn't matter. My point is that, well, Sephi's not one of me, but she is. So I don't know if she wants a pack or the kind of relationship that werewolves have. She could have her own relationship. I mean, her dad's an elk.
That's weird. Don't wolves hunt elk?
I mean, real wolves do, but we're werewolves. We're different.
What do you hunt?
Half giants.
You're funny.
It's you only hunt what you need and what you can use. That's the thing about my people that kind of differs from other people around. You don't take what you don't need, and you try and give back when you can. A lot of, like, there's a good section of my family that are in animal husbandry, because if you don't help them populate, you kill them off. Real wolves don't know any better, but we're not real wolves. We're werewolves, so we do.
Oh. I misthought when you said animal husbandry. Now I understand what you mean.
No, I don't marry animals.
Well,
That would be very weird.
Not if you're wolf form.
It still would be, because I'm not... How do I explain it? Okay, so wolves have, like, once a
Balls.
year, this section where
Tails.
they're in heat. And that's when they think about the whole mating thing and reproduction. I'm still human enough where that's not the thing with me. It's all the time, like humans, right? So it's different. Like, the relationships, you can't have that kind of...
Is that
It's
why
still
you've been
bestiality.
acting so weird?
What do you mean?
Because of heat.
I'm not... I don't have
It's
heat.
becoming cold now. That's why the leaves are falling.
Okay, I guess in the way humans are always in heat. I'm always in heat. Once, I reached puberty and realized that that was a thing that could happen. So there's a part of me that when I look at someone that wants to do things with them, like not romantic things, but like special romantic things.
I know the story of the tomato flies and the flower buys.
Do you? Because I feel like you do know the story, but I don't think you experience it the way I do.
You do it to procreate, and that's why you do it.
That's the thing. I don't think about procreation. And also, I don't do it. I haven't done it with anyone. I just think about it. A good, 15% of the time. All the time.
It sounds gross.
It's not that gross. It's like scratching an itch, but the itch is on someone else.
I don't like itches.
Yeah, I know you don't. Not every person has the same experience with being in heat. Some people aren't in heat at all, and I think that might be you. Where the concept of I'm just gonna say it. Sex without procreation is not something you actively think about, nor do I. You don't want to mate, do you? Where you don't actively think about that.
Why would I actively think about it?
See, that's the thing. Some people actively think about it all the time.
It sounds gross.
It's not gross. It's just different.
It seems pretty gross.
That's because you don't want it in the same way we do. It's not gross. It's just different. And that's okay. You don't have to want the same things everyone else wants, but that doesn't make one gross or the other gross. Because there's some people who would think that you're gross for not wanting a mate. And I don't think that's okay. Because you're not. You're just you.
Oh. I didn't know people thought half giants were gross.
People think a lot of things are gross. I don't know. Sometimes when people don't understand things, they just write them away as being not okay, or different, or strange, or gross. Like Violet. Violet's a Grimrose, and there's some people who think that she's gross because of it, or weird, or strange,
You
or
think she's
scary.
gross? Is that
No.
why you've been acting so weird around her?
No, the reason I would like to help. There's a part of me that wants to help her scratch her itches. That's all I'm going to say. But there's also a part of me that wants to do that to you. But I also know that you're not interested in that, so I'm not pushing it. You know what I mean?
Well, usually I can reach it.
I'm not talking about
having
actual
vines.
itches.
Oh.
Exactly. I don't think you want that, and that's okay. I'm not pushing you.
Oh, maybe if I was sick and I couldn't reach the edge.
Oh.
But I think Willem would help.
I feel like Willem understands what I'm trying to say in a way that you don't.
Willem, do you understand what he's saying?
I think I do. I think he just means that you don't really want to be sexually attracted to somebody else, and that's okay.
What's sexually attracted?
See, Willem understands. It's the itch thing, but it's not a real itch. It's an inside itch. You start
I think your
wanting
dad was
things.
actually talking about tomatoes and flowers, right?
Oh no.
I don't know. Trees procreate. Plants procreate.
Exactly. Some people enjoy the procreation process.
That sounds weird.
See, it's
Not
not
for everybody.
weird. I really wish I could understand Gwillem because I'm just like reacting to how you're responding. But overall, I think we both get each other. It's the act of procreation. It feels like you're scratching an itch on the inside, but in a good way. I don't know how to explain it.
Bees touching your flowers.
I mean, I don't think of them as bees and flowers. And also, like, maybe I'm a bee who wants to be a bee with other bees sometimes. You know? We're getting too far away from this. My point is that for some people, it's not about procreation. It's just about the actual act of it. It's entertaining. It's fun. You have a need to do it. It's internal. It's inside you. Like you want it.
Educational.
No, it's not educational. It's recreational.
I think I get it, but I don't get it because I don't understand.
Because maybe you don't.
I don't know what you feel.
That's my point. You have a different frame of reference. It's a frame of reference that doesn't have the need to have your itches scratched all the time. You know? And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But I do. I have itches. And I want to help scratch other people's itches. We're getting far away from this again. I want to engage in sexual behavior with some people. It's something I think about 15% of the time in the back of my head. I can't stop thinking about it. I wish I could. I can't. There's also parts of me that wants to romantically involve myself with other people. Like, I don't want just a friendship. I want a friendship that is something more than a friendship. Like, get married, settle down, have children, that kind of thing.
I think you have a lot on your mind, and I'm gonna go on a walk.
We don't have to continue talking about it.
I'm going on a walk.
Go have a walk.
Walkies!
Yeah.
And I think...
Good luck getting your itches scratched, I guess.
I'm not doing...
And as we leave that scene with Allegory confused, taking Gwellum on a walkies, we have a scene of Violet doing a little baking. What are you baking, Violet? What do we smell?
Violet likes to bake these pasties just because it's like her signature dish. But she found some piangos. I like to think, is there a kitchen at the school that Violet can go to and like cook in?
Yeah, there's a kitchen. It's down by the cafeteria. It's a very small room actually, because a lot of the cooking stuff is all done through magic. But there is an old stove situation down there for whenever they have like mundane folks in who are not so magical, but it is very small.
You see a mess scattered across every counter. There's a cutting board with piangos cut up to just the right size. There's flour like strewn on one counter. There's a dough rolled out on another, and it's just this. It's methodical but chaotic at the same time, as you see Violet like mixing together the filling with cinnamon and sugar and adding flour to it and kind of creating that filling for the pastry, and then rushing over and trying to fill each of them and then folding them over, crimping the edges and getting them on a baking tray, and then sticking them in the oven. And then the chaos calms down because now it's just waiting for the food to bake and then looking at the mess that she's created that she now has to clean up.
Does she clean up the mess? Does she do it magically?
Yes. I actually think this is the first time she realizes that she could try to clean up magically. So she's done the hard work. She's made the actual pastry. I think I will try to clean this up with magic.
Yeah,
and
go for it.
Do I have to make a new spell for this?
I think so.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a magical word for cleaning up, like spick and magic. Spick and span magic. I don't know.
I wanted to rhyme and I thought of a naughty word.
Oh
Get your mind out of the gutter. I thought you didn't think that way, Allegory.
no. How about something that's like, how about sparkle?
Clink and clink. Spark. Ooh, yeah.
Sparkle and
Sparkly
shine?
clean. Sparkle and shine. Ooh, I like sparkle and shine. Yeah.
Okay. Magic, would it be clean up the whole room? Magically clean up a portion of the room?
Yeah, like a small, magically clean up small
Clean one
I don't
tiny
know,
desk.
mess
Yeah, mess.
for one
okay.
scene or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. So for this, then I have my book is clean. My magic
Yeah.
book. I've
And
never been
minimal.
able
I
to
think
use
both of
that,
those
and
things apply here.
I've never been able to use that before. So I will do those two. I'm tenacious, so I want to make sure this gets real clean.
Sure.
I like piangos, and they're involved in the recipe.
You do like piangos, yeah.
I'm alone. Does that mean that I lose?
Yeah, you're getting a negative for that.
Dang it. Okay.
You also
Uh,
hate rules, and usually the rules of a house are to keep it clean.
Mm-hmm.
So is that's a positive or a negative?
I think it could go either way. So
Okay.
maybe not applying to here. I don't think this is really rules oriented necessarily involved in here.
You're
I'm tempted-
anxious.
I am so anxiously wanting to clean this up.
I think anxious is negative for you in this
Dang
case.
it. Okay, so down to 2.
Yeah.
I tend to anxiously clean, though, and I know a number of people that anxiously clean.
Are you anxiously cleaning, or I thought you were anxiously baking?
I would be anxious because I'm going to be bringing this to Rowan. And I'm
Oh,
also
God.
inherently anxious because of all the drama that's going on.
Yeah, I think it's a distraction thing. So I think it's a
Okay.
negative here.
Okay.
I mean, I'm bringing stuff to Desir, Persephone, and Allegory as well. Like, I had the intention of, like, I'm making this for Rowan, but I'm bringing baskets to each of them. Does that
The
give me
bonds.
anything? The bonds is
Mm.
what I'm looking at. Like, do I get one collectively for all 3? Or
Yeah, we'll allow an extra one for that.
I'm
The
closest-
contextual.
yeah. I'm closest to my family cook, and they taught me how to
Yes.
bake and cook.
You are closest to your cook and the reason, so you get 5 for that.
Oh, wow. My favorite place in my house is the kitchen.
Yeah, 6.
Oh, God. I really maxed this one out. I'm a
Empty means
Grimrose.
clean. Her house is empty.
Maybe? Or is it just
I don't
just
think empty implies
sad?
clean necessarily. And you are a Grimrose, so 7.
7. Okay. Let's do this.
Paste the spell in chat first,
Okay.
and then cast it.
Sparkle and shine. +8. Success.
Awesome, success. So, what do these look like? Are they in a specific shape?
The pastries are, I like to think of like the half moon kind of style.
Okay.
So they're just like a little half moon, and they're like hand pies. So you can eat many in one sitting and feel like, oh, that wasn't that much, but it really probably was.
I love little pastries. Now I'm really hungry. My stomach growled. You guys can't hear it because my noise gate's
Sorry.
strong, but I'm thinking about food now. Yeah. So you take these. You said you wanted to. How do you leave some for your companions before we get to the scene with Rowan?
Since I'm so anxiously anticipating doing this, I probably brought little baskets. I have 3 little baskets. There's extra in Allegory and Zahir's because it's for both of them. So I like kind of pack theirs full, and I like to think there's like little bits of ribbon on it, and I try to make it look really nice. And there's a little card that just says for Allegory and Zahir, and I do the same thing for Persephone's, and try to make it look like a little gift basket you would get from like a bakery in town. I have the cellophane that you can wrap around the top to like keep things clean and like you can still see the pastries through. So I do that. And then Rowan's, I do the same thing. But I write, I'm really sorry on the note, and get well soon on Rowan's. So I get them all kind of prepared and ready to go.
Yeah. And you leave them at all of your friends' spaces. But we are going to pan to when you arrive at the wellness ward. The wellness ward is very clean, but it's kind of quiet. It's in an area that's kind of underneath the school a little bit. So you go down this kind of winding stairway down with like very stone walls around you as you're making your way down. And you get down there and you see that there's a wellness witch who is kind of standing in front of like what looks like a little desk, and past her you can see like the rows of beds and things of that sort that are kind of further away. Each of them is separated by what looks like a divider of some sort, so you can't really see each of the beds necessarily, but you can see down that pathway like where they go. And they're cloaked in like what looks like some kind of like magical fabric. And she kind of stands there. She looks like she's probably a keeper's disciple. She has a white hat and it has like a pink little trim around it. And then she's wearing like a kind of like a nurse's outfit, but it's white with like little pink accoutrements on it. And her hair is curly and blonde, and she has very like striking green eyes. And she just looks down to you and says,
"Well, Violet, what are you doing here? You're feeling all right, right?"
Yeah, I feel fine. I was wondering if Rowan was in here.
He is. His friends arrived a little bit ago, and they left him some flowers. Although I don't think they're really flowers.
Well, I made some pastries from scratch. They're actually pastries. Can I bring them to him?
Sure.
and she kind of just taps you, and you just appear in front of like another space, which it looks like you're like inside of, almost very similar to how you've been in a void of honesty before. This is a space that feels almost like its own corridor, like portal. And you see a bed where Rowan is laying there. There's a bunch of little tables around, with some with flowers, some with cards. There's like a little picture that keeps flipping, and you can see maybe Rowan's family has left him something. And you do see a bouquet of roses, but when you look at them, they slightly move.
I'm distracted a little bit by the flowers, just because I want to know if there's something suspicious up with it. But I realize I need to turn my attention to Rowan.
Definitely something suspicious with them.
Okay. Are they asleep or awake when I get there?
Rowan looks like they're asleep when you arrive.
Before I wake Rowan up, I think I know how to do wash away concealment on these roses.
You do.
So before I wake up Rowan to give pastries to them, can I please attempt to see what's different about these roses?
You can try.
Okay.
You're going to start off with initially a -4 right off the bat.
Okay. So negative 4.
Mhm.
I'm scrappy, so I'm trying to be, well, cunning and scrappy. I don't know if they're the kind of the same thing here.
I think both apply, cunning and
Okay.
scrappy.
Well, that's a -2. I'm insightful, so
Yeah.
I want to see what this is about.
You have discerning eyes.
Yeah, I was going to say, tell us about your eyes.
My eyes are just turning.
They do work so that you've negated all the negatives now.
Okay. I'm anxious. I don't know if that gives me a negative because I'm like, now he drank that potion that we said not to drink. And now.
I think anxious is probably going to be a negative here because you're a little distracted. Yeah.
-1. I am.
You like honesty. And there's some hidden stuff here.
Yeah, I would say that negates that negative.
You like researching, and maybe you read about this in a book.
I'll allow it.
Ooh, okay.
It's not a super rare thing.
Okay. So I have +1. Looking at everything else, I don't know that I have anything else.
You admire allegory.
Who doesn't, honestly?
I don't think that's going to help you here.
I'm your best friend, and this is my spell.
Oh, and do I know that?
I mean,
wash away concealment is.
Yeah. I walked you through it.
That's true.
Would that give a +1?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Well, I'm a
just
Grimrose.
for the circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
Because Zahir is involved in this love triangle thing that's happening here. It's more like I don't even know what kind of shape we're in now. Somebody make the shape for us.
We also coven cast the wash away concealment once. It was one of the first coven casts.
You did coven cast,
Violet.
but that's not going to help you here.
Yeah. So with the Grimrose, it'd be 3.
Mm-hmm.
Partial success.
Partial. All right. With a partial, that means I get to describe how it happens. So I think what happens, and I think this is going to be really funny, you go up to the flower and you cast this spell on it. And it does work, but you also trigger the effect of what it is. And this is a stinking blossom. So it looks like a flower, but it really is a prank. The bloom opens up and a little thing comes out of the center of it, and it just like squirts like this nasty, disgusting smell, and it's like skunk smell that just like pours into your face, and like you feel like you want to vomit. And I think this is when Rowan wakes up, as you've like bath salted him to wake up, and he's like,
what is that?
Your friends made a prank. And I'm trying to hand over my pastries. I'm just gonna stick them out.
I'm not hungry. I'm not feeling hungry right now.
I'm gonna try to cast another spell that is a scent corrector.
a scent corrector. Yeah, sure.
I'm the first thing I can think of is like trying to make it smell like the pastries I made versus this skunk smell.
Yeah. How are you going about this?
I'm frantically trying to. I just place the pastries at the foot of Rowan's bed, and
can I call this spell wafting scent?
Wafting scent. Sure, wafting scent. It's a scent corrector. Corrects an awful scent in the room.
Sure.
For one scene.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, so I just I start like doing this with my hand and probably go, I'm gonna try to fix this smell. So what I'm trying to do is make the skunk smell go away and replace it with a piango pastry smell.
Okay.
And hope that by the way that it's being cast, it's like you literally waft the smell into something
I think
good.
your book will help you in the sense that it's clean.
Okay.
And then also obviously you're a Grimrose.
Okay. I'm cunning.
Yeah.
I'm tenaciously trying to make this smell go away. I like piangos.
You do like piangos.
I think that's probably it and then the Grimrose stuff. So 6.
Yeah.
I
5.
think you're negatively being impacted by this scent.
I would agree with that.
I think you are negatively being impacted by the scent. So
would
4.
also anxiously hating the smell and panicked about it cause me to like have a negative?
Definitely, if you're feeling anxious, and so you're at 3.
Well, I'm nervous. He woke up and I made it smell like skunk in here, and I'm trying to be nice and do pastries,
Yeah,
and now I'm
you
trying
did-
not to throw up. So I'm like probably 4. Okay. Critical success?
How, Katie?
Wow. Yes.
What?
Those high rolls.
What is with you and critting? I don't even know. In this case, Katie, for your crit, you can give, normally you don't give an NPC something. So I would say you can give another cast member a characteristic. But
Okay.
I don't know if you want to solve that first, and then we'll pan out to the scene.
I think I have to think about who would get it and what it would be.
Okay, you take some time
First.
off.
I'm part of the love pentagram.
I know. I was,
True. So here is the reason why you're potentially here.
let's
I mean,
see.
Allegory could be
So
to
let-
blame too because of the office in the library.
So that's true.
Persephone could
Ooh.
be to blame too because Persephone yelled at you and made you feel guilty about listening in on other conversations.
There's a lot
And
of circumstances
Bellspree's-
here.
Not here. And that's a problem.
So we'll pan to the scene as you clean this off. What does it look like when you do so, and what does it now smell like?
I imagine the roses are just like waving back and forth and just pushing out smell. And so I start wafting my hand around, and it's like wisps of yellow smoke start coming off, and it goes down to the roses and it starts to calm them down, and they stop wobbling as much. And they retract back into themselves, and this yellow wisp starts to encompass the roses, and then it starts to float out and dissipate in the room, and all you can smell is like freshly baked pastries, and the roses have
Mhm.
calmed down.
That's much better.
Why are your friends like this?
That's pretty funny, actually. You have to admit
You're-
it, right?
Sick, and are they trying to make you throw up?
Look, I've probably done worse.
Well, it's better now. Can I sit down? I don't feel so good.
Yeah,
I shift over the piango pastries and sit down at the foot of the bed. I made these for you.
like, really made them? Or,
Yeah, I have someone at home who taught me how, and you can change the fruit inside, but I really like piangos, so I just thought, who wouldn't want a piango pastry? So
my mom used to bake me pastries, but, well, she's not with us anymore.
oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. What
It's
kind of
okay, it was-
pastries?
It was a long time ago. I just remember when I was a little kid, she would let me, like, eat the batter out of the bowl. It was really good.
I do that sometimes too. So if I'm ever baking again and you want, I can save you some batter.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind baking with you.
Yeah, not many people were in the kitchen. It was quiet down there.
Oh, when you have magic, I feel like most people don't bake.
But I don't know, it's different than waving your hands around and then all of a sudden it's there. Like you put your time into it and a bit of yourself. More thought.
I get that. Honesty, I didn't grow those piangos. Sorry.
That's okay. It's not like I thought you sat down and planted a tree and then nurtured it to maturity and then picked the piangos off of it.
Good, because that's not my thing. Goal's really good at that kind of stuff. That's his thing.
I just want to say sorry. I feel really bad about the void of honesty the other day.
Yeah. What was that about?
I don't know. I think I've been a little stressed out and just feels like there's a lot of pressure on certain situations. And have you heard any rumors about the school at all?
I mean, there's plenty. I could
Like
sit
with the
here and list a
tree.
million of them. I mean, I sent you those books. You read them?
Yeah, I read the Ghosts of Grim Tower. It's really
Ghost of
interesting.
Grim, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, Ghost of
Wow.
Grim.
A lot of
I
good ghost stories in there, but a lot of them are just stories, you know?
Why did you drink the potion?
Because I wanted to win.
Did it help you?
No, it just made me feel really not good. Like my stomach had a bubbling cauldron inside of it.
Are you feeling better now?
Yeah. Um, not very attractive, I know.
I don't think you need to worry about that. You are very attractive all the time.
I think he blushes when you say that.
I'm glad you're doing okay. I just I just felt very bad about the void of honesty, and I just wanted to apologize. And also, now that you're in here, I thought home cooking is probably better than the wellness ward food, because I know they try to keep it healthy down here.
This is way better. Thank you.
Do you still
But
trust the Wicked Witch?
I think so. We casted a time back spell, my friends that were just here. Turns out someone swapped the potion.
Someone swapped the potion, so it wasn't even the right potion?
Yeah. It's a pretty good prank, actually. I'm surprised I didn't think of it.
Do they know what the potion was that made you sick?
Yeah, just kind of like a weird stomach potion. Won't
Do
hurt
you know
me.
where
I'll be alright.
the other
But
potion
I'm
is?
glad to see you're worried about me.
Yes, I'm glad you're okay, and I'm sorry that I don't like when spells are cast on me, I realized, and so I felt very badly about what happened.
Yeah, I guess I just kind of have always casted spells on other people without thinking about that part. So, I'm not bothered by the fact that you cast it on me. I'm more bothered by the fact that you wouldn't trust that you could just ask me.
Well, going forward, I will do just that. Not cast spells on you, ask you first.
And then you can cast spells on me. If it's a prank, I'm alright.
I don't know if this is a good time to tell you I don't like pranks.
Oh. Why?
They make me very nervous.
I mean, that's part of the fun of pranks, though.
For the person who's playing the prank.
Yeah, I guess. We usually try to make them fun, you know. We're not trying to bully anybody, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, I get it. I guess maybe I just didn't grow up with pranks, so it's just sets me on guard.
You're not a little sister, are you, then?
No, I'm an only child.
That explains it. When you have siblings, sometimes, pranks can be a lot of fun.
Well, maybe I'll grow to like them, but right now I think I'm not a fan. So,
Well, if there's room for growth on that front. Maybe me and you can contrive a prank together.
Maybe. Do you know what happened to the original spell that or the original potion? Doesn't it bother you not knowing where it is or what it was?
A little, yeah. We didn't
Maybe.
recognize who took it.
But you saw who took it?
Kind of. I mean, it was a memory thing, with a spell. To kind of go back in time. It's like
What did they look?
just a snippet.
What did they look like?
They were cloaked in like a black robe. We really only saw their hand. But
What if instead of playing or contriving a prank, we can find out who stole your potion when you feel better?
I mean, it doesn't really matter now. The Enchanted Circle Arena doesn't happen for a whole nother year. I think I can get another potion before then.
Did their hand look like anything?
Like a hand?
I didn't know. Maybe they had a tattoo or something on it. I don't know. I like
Oh.
mysteries, so I'm just trying to solve it.
They had purple nail polish on. If that
Oh.
helps.
Yeah, because of the book you gave me, I just have this sneaking suspicion that potion was not meant to help you. It was meant to really hurt you.
Yeah, I get that. But why would someone want to hurt me? Just so I don't win a stupid tournament?
I mean, you read that book that you gave me, right? There's just a lot of stuff in there that seems so frivolous and unnecessary.
But those are just stories.
Stories come from somewhere,
I
even if
guess
it's an inkling of
sometimes.
truth.
That's what they say. The best stories have some semblance of truth, I suppose.
I would just... The reason I cast the spells, I just didn't want you to become one of those stories that a ghost story was based on.
Don't worry about me. I'll be alright. But I'm glad you're here.
Glad that you're feeling better, and hopefully I put a couple extra in here, so I don't think the nurse will confiscate them. So
You can't confiscate them if I eat them all.
that is a good point. But I should let you rest.
Right. Rest. So boring. Not as fun as talking to you.
Violet stands up and is just kind of like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I hope you feel better very quickly, and yeah, just send me a line if you need anything.
Thanks. I will, and I'm already feeling better since you stopped by.
I will talk to you later. And I don't know how you leave this room, so it's because it's
you like walk towards where like the end of the room is, and it is like a curtain, and you open the curtain, and the space, it feels kind of interesting because like the curtain feels cold, almost like the portals that you've gone through before, and you find yourself like in front of where the wellness witch is, and she's like,
Oh, that was a long visit. Hope
yeah. And Violet's cheeks are like so red.
are you feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just give like a thumbs up.
All right.
I'm gonna go now. But yeah, thanks for taking care of Rowan.
Of course.
And I'm just gonna hurriedly like just rush past her
You
and,
rush
and
past.
out.
I feel like you run up the hallway, but you bump into Allegory as you're doing this, as you're running through the hallways of the school, and you're like rushedly trying to get back to your room, but you bump into Allegory in the process.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. Hi.
Violet!
You're muted, Tyler.
Oh, hi, Violet. I mean, it's fine. It doesn't really hurt.
Sorry, I just was distracted.
Are you
What are you-
okay? You look really red. Do you have a
I'm-
fever?
No, Rowan wasn't feeling well, so I brought some pastries to Rowan to hopefully help them feel better.
You mean he didn't die?
He didn't. I was a little worried. I was also wanting to check on the fact that how grave the illness was, and it just seems the potion got switched out. Someone switched out the potion.
Maybe because they heard us talking about it, and they didn't want to actually kill them.
I really want to know what the original potion was. Someone with a black cloak and purple nail polish switched it out.
So they have a hand.
They had at least one hand.
That's good. Hey, I had a really weird conversation with Zahir. So I went for a walk. But what happened between all of you? You guys were acting weird at the big fight animal pit thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, after you left the library, we
Perhaps we should go outside first.
that's a good idea. I
I
don't.
feel like the walls have ears.
If they don't, there's someone around the corner who does.
Oh, it's Rowan around the corner.
No, I was just saying could be any. Let's go outside.
Okay. Hey, I can show you my favorite spot.
Okay, I don't think I've seen it yet.
There's a lot of animals that come there. It's pretty great.
Okay.
Hopefully they're not in heat.
What? Like,
As we walk, Allegri's like talking about like, do you have itches?
well, like, yeah, like sometimes I get eczema and I have an ointment that I have to put on.
Oh. But like a different itch that you want someone else to scratch.
What are you talking about, Allegri? A different itch? Like poison ivy?
No. It has to do with heat and procreation.
What did you talk with Zahir about? Is this what that's from? Because you said you had a weird conversation with Zahir, and now you're talking about heat and itches.
It might have been that conversation. He says
Okay.
procreation is fun, and I'm like, it sounds gross.
Well, to some people, it is kind of gross. And that's okay, but there's also another side of people who do like it a lot, from what I hear.
Is that why you guys were all uncomfortable?
How do I explain this? I think Zahir and I were in the middle of a conversation, and I cast a void of honesty on Rowan. And then Rowan said that they liked me, and then Zahir got all weird. And then I think Zahir and I maybe, and I'm reading Allegri's face, like, as I'm starting to explain this, and I'm trying to get the gumption up to say that we said we liked each other. And I want to, what is your face doing, Allegri?
He's probably just blank staring and listening.
Okay. So I'm trying to read your face. I'm like, nothing's happening. So I'm just going to keep going. We kind of admitted that there might be like a spark there of some kind. But then Persephone showed up, and Zahir was being a little bit the best word to say is aggressive or upset. Upset is maybe a better word. And Persephone pulled Zahir away, and then I did something bad. I went in tried to overhear what they were talking about, because I thought they were talking about me, and it turns out they weren't talking about me. And then Persephone tried to cast a spell so nobody could hear, but then I was able to still hear, and then Zahir came over and was going to talk to me, but I was mad, and so then I went over and I kind of yelled at both of them about being excluded from everything.
Wait. Does like mean wanting to... Oh.
It's kind of not necessarily. You can have all different kinds of likes. Like some people are okay with not having the part that you don't like.
Yeah, but I think what you mean is there's like this... What was described as there can sometimes be an attraction.
Yeah. But there's attractions on all different levels. You can just be attracted to someone's personality or just their general energy.
Like
or
friendship.
Friendship, or even sometimes deeper than that. It's just connection on different levels. And
Oh. Is that why you're upset? Is because Persephone is a wolf like Zahir can be a wolf?
no, that was just kind of weird, right? Though a little bit.
But
Just
you
a little
didn't-
kind of like weird that,
You and Zahir didn't really react when Persephone suddenly transformed, and that was cool. I didn't know that could happen to people. Other than werewolves.
well,
And like those that apparently are shifters, but usually those are animals.
I wasn't surprised by it, but also Persephone's mad at me like a lot. So I didn't want to make that big of a deal about it. It was cool. I don't know, like, why wolf though, Like anything,
Are you upset because now they can be a pack?
Oh, I mean, are you?
Why would I be upset? I don't have that like feeling.
Well, are you okay with that? Like, you're okay with not having that feeling, right?
I don't know how else I would feel. I only know the experience that I have in life. So how
Well-
can I miss something that I never had to begin with?
Well, I understand. Missing is probably not the right word, but if you're okay with that, then that's all that matters.
I don't know how to not be okay with it.
Okay.
Should I not be okay with it?
No, you should be okay with whoever you are.
Okay, good.
You don't need to change for anybody. And if someone's trying to make you change, then you don't need them.
I don't think anyone's made me change. Or tried
Um,
to, at least.
Unless you're a murderer and then
Am I a
if someone's...
murderer?
No, I'm just saying, like, there are scenarios in which it would be good to change.
Oh,
But this is not one of them.
nice. Hey, you want to see something cool?
Yes.
I'm going to cast a spell because I want to change the subject.
Well, Violet's got more questions for you.
That's fair. That's fair.
What are you casting?
I am going to cast Nature's Reveal.
I think for this and the sake of time, we will just say it's successfully cast, but you can paste
Okay.
it in chat for people.
Yeah. I just want animals to come to the place.
Yeah. And are you taking Violet to the Wishing Waters?
Yes.
Violet, as you walk along this pathway in the Whispering Willow Wilds, and for those of you who, or maybe this is the first episode you're tuning into, the wilds have these whispering willows that have kind of like sparkling long tendrils, and the ground itself is very bioluminescent. As you get to the creek part of this, you can see the waters themselves are almost this like cerulean blue. And as Allegory casts a spell, what creature comes forth or plant?
I want to call forth something that's bioluminescent in itself, but like aquatic,
Ooh.
like something that would actually be in the water.
Yeah, I think what you see is if you don't mind me taking lead on this front,
Go.
a little salmon shroom. So it's like this little salmon that is going upstream, and it has like these little bioluminescent shrooms that are kind of growing, and its fins are made out of what looks like some kind of mushroom-looking thing. And it stops in front of where Allegory and you are. And it kind of looks up and swirls around and makes a little tiny whirlpool.
Look at that. I don't think I've ever seen one before.
They're pretty cool. When it's dark out, they glow sometimes. But when there's too much movement, out of fear, they go dark.
And I think with that line, they go dark, we pan to Zahir and Persephone. Zahir, where are you going? Your goal here was you were talking to the Weeping Heart and saying that you agreed that you were going to find a way for it to not feel consumed by sadness. You're muted again.
My apologies. Chalk up
Okay.
to illness. I think I'm going to take Persephone to my favorite place, the Grim Tower.
All right. And I think with the word dark, we pan to like a fade to a black screen. And then we come to, as the two of you are standing kind of near where the Grim Tower is. When you're looking over there, you can see there's a bunch of guards. Right now, there are Order of the Flame guards that are kind of standing around the bottom part of the tower. There are some Keeper's Disciples that are kind of mixed in the line there. And there are a few Shadow Seekers on brooms that are kind of patrolling the top. And you don't see any nurturing spirits here, but you know there's a ton that have been in the Archive of Reverie. They've been taking shifts to heal the Elder Elm.
How'd the conversation with your dad go?
Weird. I mean, what do you say to somebody that's never been around but is the reason you're around? I mean, it was just... I really don't know how to feel right now. And they told me some things about my shifting, and I don't know how to feel about it.
What kind of things?
Things like getting stuck and not being able to come back from it. And
Nothing
having
goes
to
over.
choose.
It's not a thing I was ever told about. Maybe because I guess it doesn't happen to us, but
But at the same time, I have to admit, kind of not being me in some ways for a little while was kind of nice.
that's the thing. Don't get me wrong. We're both shifters of a kind. So we have that in common, but I think you approach it differently. I'm still me. I'm still me. All of me. In fact, I'm most me when I'm both. not when I'm one or the other.
Well, I don't necessarily mean it like that. Just like everybody knows me. Everybody knows who I am, and they know all this stuff about me, and being able to maybe get away from that in some small way was kind of nice.
It's funny. I was thinking for a split second, like, hey, you can't always run away from your problems. But truth is, I think that's something we keep on, isn't it?
A little bit.
I made Allegory run away from me today.
Why?
I may have given him the talk.
Do you mean like the talk?
The talk, yeah.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Turns out his dad gave him the talk, but he thought the talk was about literal, like, tomato, bees, and flowers. Not... So I had to give him the other talk. Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but you have to admit it is kind of funny.
Oh, it's pretty funny. Anyway, he brought up something that was actually really not besides all this. You're not really a werewolf in the way I am. We have packs, right? And packs are not just full of wolves. Like, my mom's my pack, and she's not a wolf. Allegory's pack, I don't think he realizes it, but he is. Willem's pack. Do you want a pack?
I mean, isn't that sort of like a coven in a way, too?
In a way, sure. But in the coven, you all have, like, different agendas. You know what I mean? And you help each other out with your agendas. With wolves, we kind of prioritize one thing at a time. As a pack, we do things for the pack, about the pack, right? Or, whatever area we're guarding. It's like right now, it's harvest season. So every single wolf I know, except for me, because I'm here, is worrying about the harvest in some way. It's not about us as individuals or our wants and needs.
I understand.
It's a different way of living. And it's not for everyone, honestly. It can get pretty... I mean, think about it. You don't get the chance to be an individual very often. Right?
I mean, it doesn't sound like the worst thing in the world to me. I've always kind of envied you and your family. I mean, you've seen mine.
I know. It's not the worst thing. It's not the worst thing by a long shot. It's heartening, but it's also hard. And I'm not saying that there's an easy answer. And maybe the answer is, hey, I don't know. That's okay too. I was born into one. If you keep on doing this, whether you shift or not, it's up to you. But it turns into this kind of thing where you start prioritizing other people over yourself. And I can no longer afford to do that because the thing that's affecting me is going to affect the whole school if I'm not careful.
Maybe that's where I come in. Maybe that's something I can help with. I mean, when I talked to my father, we talked a lot about the keeper staff. I have that now, and I have to protect it. But we talked about it being able to heal things. Maybe it can help. I don't know how to use it yet, but
there's something that I'm this thing has a mind, a different mind. And when I talked to it, because I did, it said that its sadness was all it had. And I don't know how to tell it that that's not true, and I don't know how to tell it go of sadness, like how to make it. Because we need to, the more it holds on to it, the more harm it's going to cause. And if we're going to put it back in the tree or do anything else with it, we can't let it just keep on being that. I'm not a good person to look into minds. So I'm hoping that, maybe we can find a ghost here and talk to them about this thing's history, or you could try and speak to it in the way I did and see what's behind all the sadness.
I mean, I'm willing to try, and it's just funny that you were talking about needs of a group above others and having other purpose. Maybe what it needs is a pack. Maybe it needs something that's greater than itself too.
Maybe. I think the problem is its biggest weakness is that right now it overrides everything else. I'm not really myself right now.
I've
there are
noticed.
parts of me. I know. And I'm miserable about it. Because I want to help this thing. I don't want to just abandon it or shove it back into the tree where it's going to be stuck forever. But I can't have this do this to me forever.
It's not fair. It can't. It shouldn't. But I mean, I could try talking to it. You'd have to help show me how.
I think what we need to do is combine a spell of yours with a spell of mine. I can draw it out, but only to answer one question. So you need to be able to reach into it and ask it more. See what it's not answering. Basically, do you have a spell that could read its mind or reach into its mind, get past all the barriers?
I mean, I have something similar. Maybe I could try using it in a different way. I know how to put things into minds. Maybe I can reverse it to make it, I guess, info dump something into mine.
Okay. Let's do it.
For sake of time, we won't do casting, but we'll say these are successful. You can mark them as successes. Paste the spell that you are trying to cast into chat.
I have to make something up.
Yeah, you got to make a new one.
Yeah.
The reverse of your other spell.
Let me...
I can share one I wrote that kind of fits.
Okay, that would be great. Oh yeah, that would, yeah. So something like that, and I can.
It's
add
from it's from your rose too. So
Does that
Very
work?
much a Keeper's Disciple spell, for sure.
Okay, let's go with that then.
Yeah, Void of Honesty would be a truth thing. Someone was mentioning in chat.
It's true, but it's different because we're not trying to ask it a question because it's just going to answer with its forward thoughts, its sadness. We're trying to reach beyond that.
Yeah. So describe to us what it looks like as you cast your spell to here, and then Persephone, what it looks like after.
I'm trying to recreate a spell that I've done before, but I'm switching it so it holds it in place as opposed to making it answer the question. So I light a flame, and I put a small little cage over the candle to hold it in place. And I just wait for it to be pulled out of my mouth like it was the last time.
Yeah, it comes like you feel like this gurgling of water as you, I don't know, this water comes pouring out of your mouth and formulates into a flame.
Ugh.
And then what I do is I very quickly draw sort of etch a triangle shape onto my forehead where, like, the typical third eye would be. And that sort of glows, and the glow starts to emanate out towards this thing.
It sits there, a little flame. What do you ask of it?
What do you have other than your sadness? Because there is something. Everyone has something. What's beyond all that?
Memories. So many memories.
Stephanie, can you try and find a happy memory?
I'll try. I don't know if I can target in quite like that, but I'm gonna try and like push my mind outward towards this thing, but at the same time kind of, I guess, opening myself up a little bit to let it communicate back.
Okay. What are you casting to do that?
Basically, I want to do a reverse spell of my idle gossip, where I'm putting thoughts into somebody else's head and letting it put that into mine instead.
Yeah, paste that spell in chat and you'll get 1 success on it.
I don't, like I said, I don't have. Yeah, I have to write something real quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna call it reverse gossip. This one allows one creature to share memories directly into my mind.
Sure. Maybe it's more like idle memory
Oh yeah.
or active memory. I don't know.
I like it.
Activate memory.
Activate memory. Because you're trying to activate a specific thing. That's good.
Yeah.
Right, activate memory. So, okay.
All right. You put your hands out around this cage because you have the flame in the cage, right? So it can't come back into your mouth. Is basically what you've created a trap for it. It is trying to like seep its way back towards Azahir, but you stop it with like this moment of like, it's like almost like partially out of the cage where like part of its body of the water is like out and part of it's in. And because the cage is not going to hold it as much as you think it's going to.
It's temporary. It's a temporary fix.
Yeah. You reach out for this memory and it stops and pauses in place. But Persephone, as you are doing this, you are caught in this memory as well. You see a little mage. They seem, it's very androgynous looking. They've got a blue hat on and a blue cape and a blue robe. And they look like maybe they're probably 9 or 10. And they're in class. And you see them kind of looking over at another student. It's a little girl in what looks like maybe a pink cape and a white robe. And she's talking to someone else. And then the memory is gone. The flame stops, trying to escape the cage. But just as that happens, and Persephone, you're brought back into reality. You feel like something pushing you out of the memory. Like there's more to that memory, but you're not able to see it. And the flame turns to you. And you don't really notice the flame turning to you as much as like Zahir does, because flames don't really have faces per se, but Zahir, you can feel the gaze has changed from you to Persephone. And just as it kind of swooshes to kind of like go towards you, Persephone, it becomes ice and shatters. And all around you both, little trickles of snow and ice start formulating around you, and they expand from you out into the rest of the school, covering the vines of the trees. And especially like the Elder Elm, where it's like around the Grim Tower, it like comes up and kind of freezes the vines up there. And even Violet and Allegra, as you're looking at the creek and you're watching this salmon shroom kind of swimming around, and it's like spinning up in the air, and it's like kind of creating art in front of you out of this little whirlpool that it's created. The ice, or the water, starts turning to ice. You can see like this group of little mushrooms kind of running, and it looks like they're running away from what looks like frost. And you see a bunch of other people who are like trying to gather things from trees. They start like shouting because something's happening, and they're all like rushing to get away from whatever's coming. And that is where we're going to end today, as a chilling cold washes over Grimrose Academy. Winter is coming. And with that, we hope that you all enjoyed today's episode. You'll see what happens in next episode. But of course, before we get into wrapping up things and seeing where these lovely people are, because they're not just here, there's many other things you can see along the way. I would like to just give you some infos on where you can find more cool stuff from us. So first and foremost, we would like to thank our sponsor, Roll20. Thank you so much for sponsoring today's episode. If you want to check their lovely dice rolling out, you can head on over to Roll20 and .net, and it is very super helpful if you've been wondering how we've been doing our rolling or our maps or anything of that sort. That's how we do it. It's super helpful. And of course, our supporter today is Jackson Decay. Thank you, Jackson, so much supporting for today's episode. Give some roll loves in chat or in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube. And of course, if you also want to become a supporter just like Jackson, you can head on over to our Patreon, where we'll have all kinds of goodies up there. We have MP3s. We're going to record an after show after this. I'm sure the cast members have some things to say. And the last one was pretty spicy too. We also will have monthly recap up. We have NPC names coming soon. So give us some names, especially coming into the next year with some new shows. Also, when you're thinking of names, think of some cool Santa RPG names for elves and stuff like that. That would be helpful. And of course, we have Ascension character sheets coming soon from the grand finale of Ascension, which I'm so sad it's over. And of course, you can become a sub right here on Twitch, and you can get access to our emotes and our VODs in advance. Or you can head on over to our YouTube, where you can become a YouTube member and get access to some of those emotes. And whether you're a YouTube member, Twitch sub, or a patron, you can head over to our private Discord and get access to a little group chat where I'm sure we will be discussing many theories and thoughts of what's happening at the Grimrose Academy. And with that, I would like to give our lovely cast an opportunity where you can find them at and see what other things they're up to. So first and foremost, we're going to kick things off with Zahir, played by Werewolf Fields. Where can people find you at when you are not trying to get rid of weird, creepy, sad flames?
Highly specific to this show. Yeah, you're right. When I'm not doing that, you can catch me over on the Atomless podcast. Just look for the Atomless, Atom with a T. Wherever you find your podcast, you'll find us there. A Starfinder RPG show that's super fun, set in our own home. I'm also a tabletop designer. Next,
You're cutting out for us a bunch.
My apologies. I'll get closer to the microphone. You can check me out over on the Atomless podcast, a Starfinder RPG podcast set in our own homebrew world, which is super exciting. And I'm also a tabletop consultant writer. And you can find me next doing Station, which is a TTRPG to as Templars fight against bad magic in this unique world, written mostly by indie designers, which is really. As for you can see my writing, Into the Motherlands will 3. We've just finished the so look forward to that, published by Andrew McNeil's Press. I'm excited to see what people think of the world I create, and that's pretty much it for me. Otherwise, and yes, that includes the new one. I'm trying to diversify. That's it for me for now.
You still cut out a bunch for us, but I think we got the gist of what
so
you were
sorry.
saying. And of course, we have Persephone, played by Strange Like That. Where can people find you at when you are not learning about new things with your family?
Well, you can find me everywhere on the internet is at Strange Like That. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, my website, TikTok, and as of a few days ago, over at Hive. You can also find me over at the 12-Sided Stories podcast. Right now, we are actually airing episodes of a Vampire the Masquerade game I ran called Unquiet Blood Hellfire. We're a couple episodes in, and it is ridiculous, so you should check that out.
Awesome. And we've got Allegory, played by Apocalypto12. Where can people find you at when you are not trying to understand the birds and the bees?
Well, you can find me over on my podcast called Go My Favorite Sports Team. That's pretty much the only place you can find me anymore because I'm so busy working on that. But if you want to check that out, it's on every podcast listening app. We have merch. We have all kinds of other stuff. It is Black Friday and Cyber Monday type deals, so check that stuff out. But make sure you support all of your fantastic creators that you enjoy, including everyone here, and especially Roll For It.
Oh, thanks. Of course, last but not least, we have Violet, played by Katie Play. Where can people find you at when you're not baking pastries for someone who you trapped in a void of honesty and they may have a crush on you?
May have?
Oh, they definitely do. He was putting it on pretty strong.
Hi, I'm Katie Peters Plays. I played Violet for you today. You can find me on Twitter and Hive as well at Play Katie Play, because my name's too long and I can't fit it all over there. And I couldn't on Hive either. I was like, please, just one of these platforms, let me put Katie Peters Plays. But it's Play Katie Play over on both of those. I'm on Twitch at Katie Peters Plays. I stream 3 times a week over there if you want to come hang out. I have 2 podcasts, Quantum Drive, where I talk about the show The Orville, and we have a couple new episodes coming out in the near future. Katie hasn't seen that, which is in season 2, and I think we're halfway through season 2, and a new episode's coming out next Thursday. And also in the future, there's a new Dragon Riders show I'm going to be on in January. So season 2 of Dragon Riders is coming out, and I'm excited about that. So keep your eyes
Dragon
peeled.
Rider's so good. I was enjoying watching that. I loved like the intro for your characters too. So cool.
I am in a cult that worships owls. So if that's
It's
enticing
cool.
to you, check it out. But yeah, that's me. And so Maggie, tell us about you.
Yeah, I'm Margaret Crone. You can find me at Margaret Crone in all the places. I do lots of things on the internet if you want to find them. That is the best way to find them. But there are plenty of other things that you'll be seeing on Roll For It soon, so stay tuned. And of course, I make games and video games for a living. I made this game, and I'm working on the 2nd edition of it, which is an advanced version. It's taken a little bit of time, but it will get done. And of course, I'm working on a project called Ashes of Creation, and you can find it at Ashes of Creation in all of the places. And that is me. We're going to go record an after show, and of course, follow us and Roll For It in all of the places, and may the dice roll ever in your favor.